Hi guys, it's the last week of June 25th. We are continuing learning gadgets and gizmos about creativity. If you've been with us all month, we've started in the book of Genesis, worked through creation, talked about how God created each one of us with a plan and a purpose in His image. Last week we talked about how Adam was given the job of naming animals. What a cool job would that be? I think it'd be so fun to come up with names for different things. Although I don't know that I'd be very good at it, I think it'd be fun to create different names for different animals or even objects. This week, we're going to turn the corner a little bit, and we're going to remind kids that when God created people, He put them in a special place, and He required of them to do just a few things. And one of those things was to stay in the garden, and the other was to not eat the fruit of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Well, the serpent got a hold of Eve, and things changed rather drastically. In your opening activity in kindergarten through second grade, you have a game called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. If you want to play the traditional way of head, shoulders, knees, and toes, go for it. The kids will have a lot of fun. You can even play it like Simon Says if you want to do that. Or you can pair kids up and they have to touch head to nose, head to toes. Ooh, that might be stinky gross, but they're little kids and they're not going to mind that it's terribly stinky, most likely. Then we move into large group, and again, we'll continue to talk about the fall. When Eve responded to the serpent told her, "Surely you won't die." Well, surely she didn't die, and the serpent was not necessarily completely wrong. But what was wrong in all of that is that Eve did not trust God enough to not pay attention to what the serpent was telling her. All of us in that exact same position might have responded the exact same way. And if we didn't respond this exact same way in that situation, there would likely be another situation come up very soon afterwards that we would respond without obedience. It's human nature. It's what we do. I know that I can be hard-headed. I know all the children in my house can be hard-headed. And I think it's important for all of us to know that God created us to be in relationship with Him. When He created man in the garden, that was so they could be in complete relationship with Him. When the fall came, there was a separation, and we couldn't be in that relationship with Him anymore. And so He made a way through Jesus. And we get the chance this week to tell the kids about how He brought Jesus so that what was created when Eve made that decision was so that we can be back in relationship with God. And that we can continue to make that decision every day, to have relationship with God because He created us to have that. In your small group today, you will have one more prayer card. This prayer card says, "You made me to know you. Thank you for being." I encourage you to use these prayer cards in your small group time as a way to get to know your kids a little bit better. Have you learned something about a kid that you didn't know? Maybe you didn't know that they're really extra good at dribbling a ball. Maybe they shared that with you this month. Continue to praise them for that. Continue to try to get to know more information about each kid. The prayer cards can go home with them, or you can find a creative way that you store them in a prayer journal or something that you want for your small group. Your small group activity today, I think, is going to be a really great one. Like we said, we're trying to help kids understand that when God created man, He created him in relationship with Him. And then when that was broken, we didn't have a way to have direct relationship with God until Jesus came. And so in your activity today, you're doing something called Knowing God. And you'll have a piece of paper that looks like this. You are welcome to post that up on a wall if you have a wall to put that on. If you don't have a wall to put that on, maybe you want to put it on your table or tape it down to your table. And what you're going to do after that is you'll have a Bible with all of the cards in it, and you're going to get kids to read through this Bible, and you may need to help them read, because I know you have kindergarten through second graders. But each card has a different way of describing who God is. This one says God is healer, and you're supposed to read from Exodus 15, verses 22 through 26. Go ahead and read all of these with the kids if you can. And then when you're done reading each one of them, and this might be a lengthy activity for you, have the kids post each one of those on this God is poster. If you want to create it bigger, or you want to have a way that kids can do this and you can share it with them, maybe you want to take a picture with your phone and text it to their mom and dad later as a reminder of God has been healer for me. God has been, let's see what some of the other words are. God has been daddy, the perfect father. That might be important for some kids. God is wise. He helps me make wise choices. God's love, and he loves us so much that he created us and brought Jesus so that we could have a relationship with him forever. And God is holy. There's a whole lot more words in here. I encourage you to encourage kids that if they don't know who that person of God is, that they spend some time in the Bible, and that they know that they can find those answers in the Bible. The whole Bible is written so that we can know the character of God. And this activity today is to show you what the character of God is. If you don't get to it today, it's going to be okay, because this activity might take a while, and I encourage you to spend time on the big activity today. Your Bible memory verse activity is where you give each kid a word in the Bible memory verse, and then they're supposed to act out when you say the word, something that describes them. Then your prayer activity today is just praying with them, thanking God for making a way for us to have relationship. When things seemed very impossible, when sin entered the world and there was a separation in relationship with God, God created a way. He sent Jesus down, perfectly God, perfectly man, to be a way that we could have relationship with God. If that's not creativity, I don't know what creativity is. I hope you guys have a great week. Looking forward to July. We're going to continue gadgets and gizmos and look at uniqueness. We'll see you soon. Bye.